this movie hit me on a very personal level only because the idea of childhood to adulthood and the idea of when you become an adult. And, you know, even the Christmas sequences when you guys are waking up on Christmas Day, and like my brother and I used to do that all the time. Everyone's been through that and you can relate to that. But there's a moment that your character has, Joe, with Meg, where you essentially say to her, our childhood is gone. Like now we're becoming adults. And I was curious for each of you, do you know that moment in your life, or vaguely know that moment in your life where you really kind of felt your childhood slipping away and becoming an adult?
Yeah. It was probably, I always thought I was independent. And then I went to America when I was 19. It was the first time I'd ever been to America. First time I'd ever
19.
Yeah. Done a long haul flight. And I remember my mum, I was offered if I wanted a car to go to the airport. And I remember going up to my mum and being like, Mum, they've offered a car to take me to the airport. And she goes, oh, do you want it? And I was like, oh, well, I mean, if it's too tricky for you to take me. And she was like, no, I'll take you. And I remember we went the whole journey, and I was sat in the car in silence. Whoa. And we were just like, I was only going for a short amount of time, but it was still just, it was the first big trip that I was doing for my career and for me, and I was all by myself, and I knew that I had to go out there and ace it, which is like such a big thing when you're starting out as an actor, because every job could change your life. And I remember we both got to the airport and had this very slow hug, and I said, but what happens when they ask me at security, like, what happens if they suspect anything? She goes, well, you'll just have to come up with an answer. And I remember thinking like, oh my goodness, I had to come up with an answer. I'm a grown-up.
That's wild.